Hello, my darlings, and welcome back to Meghan and Harry Tales, the space where truth isn't just told, it's served, sharp, clear, and unapologetic. Today, we're going to talk about something deeper than gossip, something darker than headlines. We're diving into the psychology of the Meghan Markle backlash, how admiration turns into hate, how insecurities project as judgment, and how a culture that builds women up is so addicted to tearing them down. Buckle up, because this one's going to surprise you. When Meghan Markle first appeared on the world stage, she was celebrated, a symbol of change and hope. Her presence brought a breath of fresh air to the royal family, and many saw her as a sign that old traditions could evolve. People cheered her every move, and her story seemed to inspire millions around the globe. But soon, admiration turned to suspicion. The same media that once praised her began to question her motives, and whispers of doubt spread quickly. Headlines shifted from glowing to critical almost overnight, and the public's gaze became more intense, more judgmental. Her confidence became arrogance, her privacy hypocrisy. Every action was scrutinized, every word dissected. The qualities that once drew people in now seemed to push them away, as if her self-assurance was suddenly a threat. The more she lived on her own terms, the more anger she seemed to provoke. It was as if her refusal to conform to expectations made people uncomfortable, even resentful. Why? Authentic joy challenges us. It asks if we're living the lives we want or just following a script. When someone dares to be unapologetically happy, it can feel like a mirror held up to our own choices, forcing us to confront what we might be missing. We build people up, then feel compelled to watch or cause their fall. There's a strange satisfaction in seeing someone stumble, especially if we once placed them on a pedestal. This pattern isn't new. We project our hopes onto public figures, then resent them for breaking the roles we assign. It's a cycle that repeats with every new face in the spotlight, as if we're searching for someone to embody our ideals, only to punish them when they don't. Meghan's happiness became a question directed at us. Are we content with our own choices? Her joy, instead of being celebrated, became a challenge, a silent invitation to examine our own lives. The backlash is less about her, and more about our discomfort with someone rewriting the rules. When someone steps outside the lines, it unsettles those who remain within them. We're fascinated by the rise, but even more by the fall. The drama of a public figure's journey captivates us, and the possibility of a downfall keeps us watching. And if the fall doesn't happen, we try to make it happen. It's as if we need the story to end a certain way, to confirm our own beliefs about success, happiness, and what it means to break free. Let's talk about the pedestal effect. We put public figures, especially women, on pedestals, expecting perfection, not humanity. The pedestal is a cage, no room for mistakes or change. When Meghan showed her true self, she broke the unspoken contract. Her independence was seen as betrayal, not courage. The resentment that followed was the anger of losing control over a story we thought was ours. We admired her for fitting a mold, then resented her for breaking it. The pedestal was never about her, it was about our need for perfect stories. When she stepped off, it felt personal to those who put her there. In truth, she simply chose freedom over expectation. Now, let's face a difficult truth: envy. It's a feeling we all experience, yet rarely want to acknowledge, even to ourselves. It creeps in quietly, often disguised as something else, making it hard to recognize. We rarely admit it, but envy often fuels our harshest criticism. When we see someone enjoying a life or freedom we secretly desire, it can stir up uncomfortable emotions. It's easier to call someone a hypocrite or find fault in their actions than to admit we envy their happiness or the ease with which they move through the world. Criticism becomes a convenient shield, protecting us from confronting our own longing. In these moments, criticism becomes a mask for longing, a way to justify our discomfort and avoid facing the vulnerability of wanting what someone else has. Take Meghan Markle, for example. Her joy and confidence outside the expected path can be painful for those who feel trapped by their own circumstances or societal expectations. Her happiness becomes a mirror, reflecting back what others feel they're missing. Tearing her down, whether through gossip or harsh words, becomes a defense mechanism. It's a way to make our own lives feel less lacking, to convince ourselves that her happiness isn't as real or deserved as it appears. Social media amplifies this tendency, turning fleeting moments of envy into a chorus of negativity. With just a few taps, criticism spreads, and envy finds a community, making it feel justified and even righteous. The criticism feels righteous, almost like a moral duty. But if we look closer, we often find it's rooted in envy, not genuine concern or insight. If we trace the anger and judgment back to their source, we often discover it's less about the person we're criticizing and more about what we wish for ourselves: freedom, happiness, or acceptance. Envy, left unchecked, corrodes both the target and the critic. It creates distance, misunderstanding, and pain on both sides, leaving everyone feeling more isolated and unfulfilled. Online, envy and resentment become storms, trolling and cyberbullying. The internet, once a place for connection and sharing, can quickly turn dark, with negativity swirling like thunderclouds. These storms don't just pass by, they leave lasting damage, affecting real people behind the screens. Behind screens, people say what they'd never say in person, seeking power they lack in real life. The anonymity of the digital world emboldens some to unleash cruelty, using words as weapons. It's a false sense of power, built on hurting others rather than lifting themselves up. The Duchess became a target, her every move dissected and attacked. Public figures like Meghan Markle face relentless scrutiny, but anyone can become a victim. The spotlight only magnifies the cruelty, making it harder to escape. For trolls, causing pain is a way to feel significant, if only for a moment. The rush of attention, even negative, can be addictive. But this fleeting satisfaction comes at a great cost to others. The harm is real. Relentless negativity can devastate mental health. Victims may feel isolated, anxious, or even hopeless, struggling to cope with the constant barrage of hate. This isn't debate or fair criticism. It's harassment designed to silence and break. The line between feedback and abuse is clear, and crossing it causes real suffering. It's modern public shaming, amplified and constant. Unlike the past, where shame faded with time, online cruelty lingers, replayed and remembered. We must recognize this for what it is: bullying, not bravery. True courage is standing up for others, not tearing them down. The digital world can connect us, but it can also weaponize cruelty. Every comment, like, or share has the power to heal or to harm. We must choose to use these tools with care and call out cruelty when we see it. Together we can create a kinder, safer online world for everyone. Now, we must address the most delicate layer: race. Meghan's experience can't be separated from the reality of racism, both overt and subtle. As a biracial woman in a historically white institution, her presence was both celebrated and resented. The discomfort often shows up in double standards and coded language. Assertiveness in others is leadership. In her, it's difficult. Protecting privacy is natural for some, hypocrisy for her. These differences are rooted in centuries of stereotypes and bias. When she spoke about her identity and experiences, she broke another unspoken rule. The anger is partly a reaction to confronting uncomfortable truths about race. The intensity and tone of criticism she faces cannot be separated from her race. Meghan Markle didn't ask to be your fantasy. She doesn't owe you relatability. She doesn't exist to make you comfortable. What she has done is choose her own peace, her own family, her own joy. And for that, she's become a lightning rod for a culture that punishes women who refuse to shrink. But the truth is, that's not a reason to hate her. It's a reason to learn from her. Thank you for listening, my darlings. If this made you think, if it made you reflect, if it made you mad even, good. That means we're having the right conversation. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, protect your peace, love without apology, and never let envy steal your joy. Until next time, this is Meghan and Harry Tales signing off.